Okay, the Sensorites episode 1. I've watched episodes from the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s. And as you could expect, TV would evolve across that time. What impressed me is this is a story that was filmed in 63 or 64, and there were more directional flourishes in this than there was in some of the 70s and 80s stories that I saw, especially things like the Twin Dilemma and Terminus. The camera was really fluid and never stopped moving. There was a wonderful transition where we leave the TARDIS and go out onto another set. That's something that's not done very often, and it's done really, really well here. I was really impressed as well by how there's one danger after another. This is a brilliant scene setter. You have the TARDIS lock being stolen. There's dead bodies that are found inside the spaceship. It's Doctor Who's first proper spaceship as well, and they make a bit of a fuss about that in a way that seems quite quaint now, but actually those sets are really rather impressive. Almost like a DS9 with the round airlock doors. There's some really nifty design work happening there. But you have dead bodies that are being found that come back to life. Then there's a near miss with the sense sphere, the TARDIS lock being stolen. You have John menacing Barbara and Susan through the spaceship in some those are tense scenes. That they're being played brilliantly by Jacqueline Hill and Caroline Ford, and by the actor who plays John as well, who somehow is a sinister figure and a tragic one within the space of one episode. What else is happening? Yeah, again, you have that fantastic cliffhanger. That is one of my favourite cliffhangers, the way the camera pans around and zooms in on the Sensorite at the window that looks unlike anything we've seen in the show before. It's scary and shocking and weird. It's fantastic. There is some slightly hammy acting from the guest stars, but even that's enjoyable on some level. I thought this was a fantastic scene setter. Anybody who says that the Sensorites is like the weak link of series 1, go and watch episode 1 again. It's got suspense. It's scary. It is very well directed, and I always say watch the Sensorites for William Hartnell, because he is really, really brilliant in this. He gives a few line fluffs, but there's a wonderful moment where the ship's querying out of control and he's doing all the technobabble. It's not something you really see Hartnell doing particularly proficiently very often, but for like that moment, he is a classic science fiction hero. He's brilliant throughout this entire story, and at this point, he has claimed the show. It is Doctor Who. It is about him, and he is as charismatic and well portrayed as he ever would be. I thought this was extremely strong. And if you were watching this episode alone, you'd probably give The Sensorites a solid sort of 9 out of 10. But it does get a bit repetitive later on and a bit dull. But a great start.